In association with POW Comics.
And evil card ninja! Welcome to the Hartley Show. We're going to cover a whole bunch of indie stuff this time around. Oh, and hey, look.
Hey.
It's Dave Evil and Stephanie Doe.
Woohoo!
And our audience, Ray Chan.
Yay!
So the first book I'm going to cover is, look at it, The Greatest American Hero. This was one of my favorite shows as a kid, and I'm going to admit to something incredibly nerdy and super geeky. I loved this show so much as a kid that I put a tape recorder in front of the TV every time the theme song came on, and I recorded the theme song to fill up an entire tape cassette so I could just listen to it over and over again. Look at what happened to me. I can't believe it myself. Yeah, I love this show like a total fucking geek. Whoa. This is... While the art is a little subpar, I think I just offended Dave. While the art is a little subpar, the storyline is totally fantastic. It's a re-envisioning of The Greatest American Hero as co-written by William Catt. There's also a wonderful little William Catt saying thanks for the fans and all this stuff, sort of expressing himself in a cool way. And at the beginning of the book, there's a great little hello by Cannell. That guy. Oh, wow. Remember the studios down the street there? Used to be Cannell Studios, and now it's the Bridge Studios. I worked at that place for like goddamn 9 years. You probably even longer.
I'm as old as the
Me and Ray and Steve all know each other from show business. Dave just from, he stabbed me once or something, I think. I can't remember. Not with his penis, with a knife.
Prison life.
But this is really quite fantastic. And if you did ever have any fondness for The Greatest American Hero whatsoever, this is a must-buy. I might also add that it's a local publisher, Arcana. I just worked on some TV thing he just produced starring Hercules, Kevin Sorbo there. Which looks like it might be cool. I just can't think of the name of it right now. The art, like I was saying, is a little subpar. Just a little bit. And the production values are a little subpar at all. There's a couple of moments here where the page doesn't quite fit onto the page. Like you see things like this here. The top's almost cut off. Actually, the top is a little bit cut off, whereas the bottom isn't. There's some crooked pages at points. Right here was the biggest one I noticed, where the words are actually cut off because the page doesn't fit properly onto the page. Little subpar production values. The art's, nah, but the story is fantastic, and the art's not bad enough to say that you shouldn't buy it, because Lord knows things like Batman Cacophony have worse art in it, and that guy's writing with Kevin Smith, for Christ's sake. So worth your time. Another little interesting thing I'll point out with production value things is $3.50 US, different in Canada, different in Canada. Do you really got to tell me that twice? I know it's different in Canada. I live here.
It's in French.
And this guy is Canadian. What the hell is up with Canadian publishers not just being able to put, like, a Canadian price there?
Yeah.
Come on.
Just sold out to the American bastards.
You know. And next up we got Top 10 number 3. This book is so good. Now it's not as good as the original series by Alan Moore. This is because Alan Moore is a fucking god. This would be a 10 out of 10 book if it was Alan Moore. As it is, it's written by Xander Cannon, who's also a phenomenal writer. Sporting the exact same art on the cover here as in the insides by Gene Haw. Absolutely fantastic. And whereas it might not be a 10 out of 10, it's a 9 out of 10. An absolutely unbelievably good book. I'd open it up, but it's one of those things where no matter what I show you in the inside, it'll spoil it. Well worth your time. Next up, we got The Black Terror, number 2. This is part of the Superpower storyline. Totally cool. And whereas you might think this seems kind of silly, you know, he's all riding on a missile, this actually happens on the inside. And the best thing about it is he says, I know it seems kind of silly, but absolutely great. Totally fantastic. He is the coolest terrorist you've ever seen in your life, but this is an alternate reality where the U.S. is even worse than they were under Bush, where the U.S. government seems like a bunch of terrorists and they need a little... He's taking care of that business. Great stuff. Highly recommended. Next up we got Angel After the Fall, number... what number is it? Number 15. The art has finally caught up to snuff. Caught up to snuff? Caught up to stuff? Isn't snuff referring to like killing people in movies? I don't know. Snuff? But the artist finally caught up. I think they're using that artist from the Spike After the Fall storyline. And things have gotten really quite stable in Angel. I can't complain about the art anymore. And that was the only thing I could complain about with this book. Great. Nice to see it finally getting here. But it's at issue 15. Took them way too long to get here. But thankfully they're there now. If you like Angel, well worth your time. Next up we got The Umbrella Academy by Gerard Way and Gabriel Ba. Monkeys and Drag. A hell of a book. A hell of a book. A hell of a book. There's a totally grotesque scene here in the first 3 pages. Unbelievably cool. It makes you... Dave would probably laugh. I felt a little sick at the stomach and wanted to laugh, and that's why I felt sick in the stomach. Really worth your time. Intelligent, intelligent, intelligent. Whereas Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance, his music's meh, his comic writing, amazing. Highly recommended. Next up, we got a crossover here. Astonishing Wolf-Man, Invincible. Dave loves these guys. A totally great read, a lot of fun. Dave was all like, well, my only complaint about that was they don't really fight. There is adversity, though, so the versus thing is just referring to adversity. Of course, written by Robert Kirkman, who also writes Walking Dead, one of my favorite comics in the entire goddamn universe. These books are fantastic. A lot of fun. I highly recommend it. The best thing about the Astounding Wolf-Man, it takes the basic concept of the Wolfman, almost exactly ripped off from the John Jameson Spider-Man character, but makes absolute sense and utilizes a great concept to great extent. This is not Jack Russell. He's way cooler. Huh? Huh?
Yeah.
Well worth your time. Next up, Savage Dragon #1.